Hello, everyone, and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we've got another match of the Link to the Past Randomizer Challenge Cup 2024 here. We've got ourselves a match out of Group E. We've got Taale versus HtomSirveaux, or just Tom for short. I'm starting with me on comms. Is Rocky, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Star. How are you today?
Not too bad. Looking forward to a fun match here. Got some AD keys.
Yeah, 80 keys is always a good time. Love any, craziness that starts with boots and lets us go fast right away. Um, but yeah, the big questions are if something will lock progression in GT basement, or not, and if pedestal will be in play since this is an all dungeon seed.
Yep, yeah, this is regular old all dungeons. This is not one of the variants of AD keys, such as Fat keys or AAD keys or something similar. The GT big key can be anywhere, the Castle Tower small keys can be anywhere, and yes, we do need to be both Aga Tower and GT. But we should be going here in a little bit. This group's been interesting in terms of standings. These two are both currently 3 and 2, as is Quizbull in this group. The fourth member of this group, Scatsman, is 1 and 4 here in this 4-person double round robin group. We were spending a while looking at the standings, and I was looking at the rules doc for a good bit before the race started. The long and short of after taking a serious look at some tiebreaker rules, the winner of this moves on. The loser is eliminated, as it is the top 2 runners in brackets who move on. Top 2 runners in each group who move on to brackets.
Yeah, it's interesting that is the way that this plays out. That we had talked about it pre-race, and no matter what happens, with the way that the tiebreakers are set up, Quiz Bowl is guaranteed at this point to move on to brackets, regardless of the match between him and Scatsman on Wednesday.
Yeah, so this is gonna be a fun one here. Gonna quickly shout out our team here. Give our both our runners a follow, Tal and Tom, as well as my co-com Rocky and our tracker, Tamaltak.
Big shout out to Tunnel Talk for keeping us honest and pushing all the buttons today. Could not do what we do without our wonderful trackers.
Absolutely. Should be going here short though in just a few seconds, and then we'll see what variety of silly has the game thrown us today.
Mhm. We'll see if we've got divergence right away or if we're both starting in the same spot, and we are starting at the same spot. All right.
Yep, we do have a Shy Guy sprite on Tal's side as in vanilla music. Gonna switch it actually over to Tom's music. He is using a Ninja Turtle sprite, I'm not quite sure which admittedly, but one of them at any rate, and that is the Cadence of Hyrule MSU.
Yeah, I can never keep straight anymore which Ninja Turtle is what color, so I am
I never
right there
followed it
with
to
you.
begin with, so I've got no idea and will not attempt to try figuring out which one it is.
I am of the age when Ninja Turtles, like the movies, were just coming out and all that stuff, so I was definitely into it when I was younger, but definitely don't remember anymore. But we do see our first pod small there at Uncle.
Yep, first of 6, always nice to pick up, and a map to Eastern. Okay. If it's red, it's Raphael. Well, this one's orange, so, I think? Not quite sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's orange, so our tracker says Michelangelo.
Okay, thank you. It's more obvious when the sprite is facing up, and you can see the back of the head to determine what color the headband is. Facing down, it does look, it's a little ambiguous in certain height. Anyhow, $50 in Bonk Rocks.
All right, so both runners kind of following kind of the standard open that you kind of see with these boot starts. We're starting at Sanctuary and checking the drop down for Lumberjack, just so we know if we need to rush Aga or not.
Yep, and gives you an idea as to whether or not those Castle Tower keys might show up early or not so much. In this case, it's some bombs. That's kind of not the It's actually a little annoying size because you almost want there to be something useful because that means your castle tower keys will show up. But in this case, it's bombs, so those castle tower keys can be absolutely anywhere potentially.
Yeah, so Castle Tower keys 1 and 2 become our first 2 ice rod hunts for the seed. But we won't be worrying about dark rooms today. That is a nice lamp just sitting there.
Always a nice pickup for sure. Run is certainly capable of doing dark rooms, but can't complain about not needing it to do so. And a bug net. Okay, game.
Everybody's favorite item, the bug net.
Both rooms did manage to pick up some bombs from somewhere, so that's not a concern.
I think there were bombs in the second chest in where Uncle was. I know that's
No, it was
where.
a map and a pod key, so
Oh
it
yeah,
must have been like an enemy drop or something.
yeah. I know that's where Tom got his full magic from. Was from one of the drops. From one of the
He
guard
got it from
drops.
yeah, and I know he got some magic from a pot as well. But it's always nice to have just bombs coming into Cactus. Don't have to worry about that. Big key to Eastern. And the compass to GT, as well as another big key to TR. And $20. Alright. Still looking for some money for the bottle vendor. We're a little short, but we're gonna pick up some more here.
We'll have just enough after here and for sure after the well, so. Always good to see that.
Eastern and TR bigs, nice to find early. You do need both of them, so.
Yeah, nicer to find the Eastern big, kind of know that you can get out of your way. You kind of don't always want to see that TR big early. Hope that you kind of don't have to go up there too soon, since we do need at least 3 of those small keys to be able to clear it.
Yes, we do. We do have a cape as well here, and a compass to Meyer, a blue mail, and map to Hyrule Castle. Alright, blue mail's nice. This is a cape for some additional safeties here. I'm curious to see. Shy Guy now has a purplish robe, I guess. We'll see what Tom's sprite looks like with blue mail. It's one of the interesting things about the custom sprites is they do some different things with different mail upgrades. In this case, that's a different headband color now.
Yep. So does that automatically make him a different sprite entirely, since that means that he's a different turtle?
Tom, our tracker in chat's gonna tell. Leonardo of blue, Donatello is purple. Well, I'm actually not quite sure what color that is, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Because it's kind of a dark bluish purple, kind of like Tal's robe, actually. It's, again, could be construed either way, and I'm actually not sure which it's intended to be.
Yeah, no. We did see second pod small there in Chicken Hut.
And library is a free check in this mode, which is nice because that's a small key here too. Pod. Okay, I think the game might want us to go to pod. We've got 3 pod keys in 5 minutes.
3 pod, not only 3 pod smalls, but we have the lamp. So there's so much in logic there. And
once we can get access, yes, it's a sword on race game, always nice to pick up.
Yes. Early sword is always nice in any mode.
Neither runner saving a little bit of time with a blind race game, which some runners do in Key Sandy because the odds of there being something required on this check is a lot higher.
Yeah.
Not a big deal either way, just a minor note.
Yeah, this is definitely one where if I'm playing Key Sanity, I'll definitely just blind check this because the likelihood of a key being there is so high.
And in case you're wondering why Taale did not save quit, no bombs, so I was going to see if there's any bombs under these 50-50 bushes. There's one, and there's 2. Very nice. So Tom's just going to save quit. So here he goes. As Taale just farms up some bombs, probably looking just to go South Shore with Mini Moldrum Cave and the like.
Yeah, she got incredibly lucky there. Those 50-50 is 6 chances, 6 bombs, so...
Yeah, that is not a very likely chance. Shalil.
So that'll be, so she'll at least be able to get into Mini Moldorm. Unfortunately, Tom will not be unless he manages to find bombs here.
Yeah, well, let's see. That's a Smire small, sorry. And the dam, that was a 1 in 64 chance, by the way, of getting all 6 50/50s for Todd. I was half expecting that small key to be a possible given how the seat's going, but nah, we do have
Well,
some other keys in the game as, ooh, big key.
okay, we know, that if we're playing Key Sanity, that there's always one pod small in pod, so,
And Ice Palace Big, not really the one we want to find early. It only unlocks one check. It's logically recorded for the dungeon, but you don't need it for much of anything else. But it could be worse, as Tom is going bomb hunting.
I'm surprised Tom is not just heading to Eastern, right? We can at least check Saha. We can just bonk the wall there, so that would at least be 3 checks and would be not necessarily a
Limits of more
time
in
waste.
Eastern. Yeah, especially with a lamp. Yeah, I probably would have gone there too, given the lack of bombs, but Front of Escape is also a bunch of checks. This is how it finds just a compass in on Gina, not checking Desert Ledge, which is an interesting play.
Interesting. Usually, with boots, a lot of runners will check that just because it's so quick. But yeah,
It's good
Tom is.
info if there's something required on that. I incentivize you to run back there sooner.
Yeah, so escape not in logic here without the key, except for this first check, which is our first shield.
Yep.
Fail trying to save those bombs. Unfortunately, that mini Moldorm is not playing nice.
There we go.
That does get through.
And a mushroom, Smoky the GT for Tom, a second sword, and some health.
At least that health was helpful for Taale, as that was a full heart container, and she does grab another heart. Oh, which she immediately loses.
Ew, the crab's not playing nice there. Yowp. But Master Sword and Mushroom, not the most useful pair of items to find necessarily. It should be interesting to see. That big key is vanilla because enemy drop keys are not randomized in this mode, and that is a fire rod in Zelda Cell. Very out of logic, but very interesting to find.
Yes. Unfortunately, Tom's still hunting for bombs. Did not find any.
Nope. And Taale, not losing too much time to that death by Mini Moldorm Cave earlier, has boots so can run quickly back over here to Ice Rod Cave. This is a guaranteed bomb drop there for Tom, and 3 bombs in Ice Rod Cave. Funny game.
I thought that was a 50-50 rock.
I thought it was guaranteed. It might be 50/50, but anyhow, there's another one. So just gonna farm real quick, and this is gonna be a walk on water for Taale. Nowhere near enough money for Zora, unfortunately. The game's not been very friendly on that front, but we'll be able to do the other checks here.
At least be able to check like Hylia Island.
And I realize does not have enough, and cannot do actually. The other thing is, this is an interesting play in some ways because we also cannot do Waterfall Fairy. We don't have a Moon Pearl, and we don't have the equivalent for an Ansela Fake Flipper either.
Yeah, this is just for Man Under the Bridge. This was just for a check, and this key to Skull Woods. Okay.
Which, not the most useful. But yeah, I guess it's a fairly quick check to do, but yeah, not able to continue this over to Zora with this equipment and this rupee count.
Right. So was that a vanilla green there on Eastern?
I have no idea. But this is first play to Eastern for Taale, which makes sense here, as we discussed earlier. We're not exactly... We don't exactly have a lot of options here. We can go turn the mushroom, but that's really slow, and there's really nothing else available to us. We don't have mountain access, we don't have backup escape access. A lot else we can do.
Yeah, I thought it. With boots, the you know, fake flippering is it's actually fairly free outside of just south of Link's hut, where it would have been interesting to see if Tail would have save scummed to see if that mushroom was actually um, produce a good item, or if they could potentially save it for fake powdering.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Tom's setting up a walk on water here. This might have been a double walk on because I think he set one up on Mini Moldorm Cave as well, so let's see how this goes. And that is in fact at the minimum of Pendant Eastern here, as you can see for the piece. Yeah, I think you were right that this is a vanilla green pendant. It's a fake flipper for Tom. I completely missed what the first chest of Eastern was.
Just a red rupee. It's actually like what Tom is doing here. Since he wanted to do this, he stored that water walk so that he can, well, no, never mind. I was because he can't get to, he can't actually get to the potion shop this way. So
we do have Ether in the front of Eastern, which unfortunately does exactly nothing for us right this second. That admits to do anything at all with that medallion, but it's an item for later at least.
yes, one. We won't know for a while if we need that or not, but always good to find them early.
And 20 bucks is still not a progression. We're looking at the final two checks here. Big chest or the... we're looking at either the big chest or the big key chest. Left. And big chest is the small key to TR, which also opens exactly nothing right this second. Yay!
Alright, so that was just a map there on Zora Ledge.
Okay.
So pretty much something has to be here.
As Tom realizes, oh, yep, there's a rock in the way.
Yep. I was waiting for that realization. And of course we can see his face. Unfortunately, we don't have a face cam for Tail, but we were able to see Tom's reaction there.
And there's our first glove, which is mountain access. Okay, finally. It was certainly a good plan there from Tom, just a little bit unfortunate, but it made sense. It made sense to at least try for it. It's not something you do often, so it's really easy to forget I don't have a glove to go backwards this way, because it doesn't come up very often.
No, I think anytime that you have in any game that you have a logical, like you're used to going from A to B and that you forces you to go from B to A, it's so easy to forget stuff.
Absolutely. And sometimes you can skip stuff when you're going backwards through somewhere anyhow, so yeah. Half magic, bomb boost, and bombs. Okay, that's interesting in the back of Escape.
Alright, so 2/3 of the way towards our medallions now. Always love to see half magic early.
Logical blowing up stuff with fire as far as things go, since our fire rods are kind of Sewer's key, who knows where.
Yep.
Alright, Taale gonna head up the mountain, Tom heading into Eastern. Biggest difference between the two. Probably that trip to the front of Escape for Tom right now.
Yeah.
Which paid out with the fire rods, but not much else for the moment. We'll see how things shake out later.
The biggest time difference right now is just Tom unfortunately hunting for bombs for so
That
long,
too,
and
true.
Tail getting really lucky with those 50-50 pulls out.
That was a little silly that Taale got the 1 in 64 for 6 bomb bushes in a row. Old man is a hammer.
Now we just need our Moon Pearl.
Yep. I say that we have mountain axes. We don't have that much to do on the mountain. We don't have a mirror and we don't have a hookshot. So inside spec rock is the only other thing we can do up here for right now.
Yep.
And
I almost would have just.
And the red
That's not
rupee
it.
ain't it. Huh, okay.
Gotta
I
get
think
it.
we're turning into
Mushroom.
the mushroom, I think, is our only remaining available course of action. I don't think... oh, when we've got the first check of Agatara.
Oh, yep. So
Because
Tail
we have
going.
Master Sword and Cape to get in there.
Yeah. Tail probably gonna clear out the escape here. You don't. That key is really not necessary anymore. So we're not really.
Dark
We're
Cross
not worried.
is out of logic behind it as well, so it's just something to keep track of.
Yeah. Yeah. Right now, the only really out of logic thing that we had found was a key to Skull Woods. So, and besides that, fire rod.
And Dark Cross is just $20. Okay. Yeah, first check of Agatara, which I assume Taale will go do after this, it's that, or I think the mushroom are our only remaining checks.
Yeah.
Not exactly high on checks to do at the moment.
No.
Because we don't have desert access, we don't have a moon pearl for Dark World. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. Yep, and we see Tail
Actually,
either.
Taale's just gonna skip the front of Escape and just gonna go straight for Agatara. I would have gone done from the front of Escape first in case there's a small key or two in there for it. But this is perhaps just a play for reading that the scene as being a bit of a dry one and wanting to rush what is.
I think this is kind of she knows that this is logically, except for the mushroom. Logically, this is all we have left. So yes, well, they can do.
Apparently, it's the mushroom because that's a map to thieves down. But yeah, for Taale, there's this. There's the first check at the front of Escape. Well, the first two are in the Zelda cell that's key locked, and then the mushroom, and that's about it as things go. Taale heading off to the mountain. So runner's just trading places at this point.
Yeah, at this point, it's just which one of them gets to that mushroom turn in first.
Which really depends on what Tom. I think it's going to depend. Who gets there first will depend on whether Tom goes for the first check of Agatara or the mushroom first after doing the two mountain checks here, because they'll be pretty tight after that.
Yeah.
If Tom decides to go for the shroom first, I think they'll be really close. Otherwise, I think Taale's going to have the lead on getting whatever it is that progression item is. It's probably Moon Pearl. It could be a bow for finishing Eastern, which would be interesting. It could be Hookshot Mirror for mountain access.
Could be a book for desert access.
Could be a book. Could be something silly like a second Agatara key. Shovel would be the shovel or bottle would also be similarly fun fetch quests.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a safe bet from Tom, so let's see where he goes to. And having a bit of a think, it looks like this is a run to the shroom.
And that is Tails Fire Rod. And I'm guessing she is also headed to turn in the shroom. Yep.
Yep, gonna head over this way. Which I guess either works. I don't tend to think too much about how you route over to the shroom, but either works.
Yeah, used to runners who are familiar with the boots just doing the fake flippering south of Link's house
Yeah.
fairly quick
And
there.
okay,
So
that is not really surprising.
no,
That is fully expected. So our runner's basically tied up. Tao's down the first chest of Mega Tower, and that's really the Nagina, and neither really are going to make a significant dent in anything for now. Tao will probably do Agina with Desert at some point later, and first chest of Agatar, they'll need to beat Agatar at some point anyway. Both were junk too, so.
yeah. But now
The real divergence here is, however, which portal they're taking, because Tao's heading straight for Hype Cave, and Tom's going for Village Outcast and Skull Woods. Both make sense here. Skullwoods is just straight up beatable, honestly. We've got a Fire Rod and 2 swords.
yeah,
And Pendant Thieves, okay. So just 2 different Dark World openers, both fairly common. Nothing too much to comment on, aside from let's see what they get. Loot is
okay.
actually really nice. Works out for Tal's routing so that she can activate that when she goes to Village. And other than that, some compasses and some money ain't it. Okay.
Yeah, the giant G bombs had the goods for us, but wasn't really hiding anything in the cave.
Nope. She's gonna go check the bomb shop here to find out the red crystal locations. And this might be a... I wonder if she might head over to Pod here with 4 keys. Not the worst idea. Ice and Hera are red crystals.
Yeah, we'll see which way she goes. If she heads to Pod or if she heads to Stumpy and the big game. That is where it looks like.
Do that.
It makes sense.
Big key chest is the second TR small for Tom.
I actually like this play better from Taale since she has the flute. It's going to be making easy to get to the pod area once we get that flute activated.
Yep. Alright, Tom's going to go do the moth and then head over and then do the front of the rest of the front of Skullwoods, it looks like, which is fine. Makes sense actually because you don't have the big key, and the big key might just be in the back because the game gets jokes at times.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're not hunting for any keys. We've got 2 small keys for pot or for skull, so easy enough.
Yep.
All right, full heart container
game, and a heart container for on the bridge chest of Skullwoods. Okay, game. Talla's gonna head over to the Village of Outcast now, activate her flute on the way. And I'd expect basically both runners to follow a pretty similar route for the next few minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, runners are going to high five here somewhere along the way shortly.
Yep. Yeah, not the greatest equipment of all time for Moth, but 6 hearts, half magic, Master Sword, hammer should be fine for the runners. Is saving his magic a little bit here in the back, using his lamp to light most of the torches.
Can't blame him. The spikes hit hard, and gonna be able to just fire rod shot Moth to get him down as fast as possible.
Nice fairy drop actually there.
Unfortunately did not grab that key, so it's now out of Skullwood's keys, which just really matters for routing the front of Skull.
Not a huge deal, but yeah. Does take Knock down, very nice. And for all that trouble gets 20 bucks. And our third pet.
Alright.
Okay then, we're okay, anyway, hold on.
Yeah,
20
so
bucks in the brewery, Taale deciding to not dip Skullwoods just yet. Also can't blame her. This isn't the friendliest equipment for Moth. Taale made it look really easy, but it is a little tricky on this equipment.
alright, I forgot we have a key out of the pot here that he's stealing instead, so be able to...
Fine.
Yep.
Yeah, he didn't need to steal it going the other way because he had 2 coming in. C-shaped house was also junk. And our chess game gives us 20 bucks. More junk.
Alright, so I wonder what we'll be seeing in the front of either Thieves Town or Skull.
Oh hey, first bottle in the front of Skull Woods. Whenever Tom goes to turn in his flute, he'll be able to get sick kid as well. And a mirror in the front of Thieves Town. Okay. Or we're just gonna turn in sick kid with that mirror and do the flute later for Tom, I guess. The key to desert. Okay. And some bombs for Tom.
See, there's definitely like there's all these weird options we can give you. What are you gonna do with them?
Pretty much. It's not being super obvious. A red meringue is not what he wanted either. And takes the Master Express back out and is probably going to head to Thieves Town here shortly as well. Small key to Thieves in Thieves Town. Funny game. And sorry, please.
No more death warping required with that mirror.
And actually, Tom's going to go check Bumper Cape, which is fine actually, especially with this cape. And it's, oh, our last medallion. Sure.
Alright, so don't be worrying about those today, as long as Taale gets over there and checks it.
Which I assume she will, especially with that cape. No reason not to. Yeah, game's just kind of being okay. It's not super silly aside from that mural placement being a little trolly, but it's not giving us any super obvious options either.
I'd definitely be, thinking about those 3-pot smalls in the back of my mind. Like, I've had these basically since the beginning. Like, why have I had it? Why did the game give them to me? So. Taale got bullied by the wall master there, trying to get the key.
Though somehow it does feel like the scene's flown by. I just looked at the timer and it's only 30 minutes in, but I feel like I've seen a lot in these 30 minutes.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of realized that a couple minutes ago that where we were out of time, and I was like, really?
Because it felt like we spent a while hunting for that moon pearl, but I guess there just wasn't much available for it.
It seems like we've seen a lot of checks, but haven't seen a lot of progression, unfortunately.
No, because we don't have we don't have a bow for finishing Eastern. We didn't have Herax until just a minute ago with that mirror. No desert access. We don't have a bow for pod either, or still missing a few keys. No flippers. No big key to several dungeons. Yeah. And there's that small key to Thieves for Tom.
Alright, so really with the exception of Stumpy and Big Game and Biology Starters, have basically seen everything that the other person has right now, so. Worthless map to Ice Palace, since we already know what the dungeon prize is.
Beginner runners, for those who are pretty tied up, Taale got their flute earlier, but there's not a enormous difference aside from that either way. Mattia Hammer was on the old man.
Yeah.
And that reminds me, actually, please mark the fire out on the tracker for Taale. She very much has it, given that she beat him off a minute ago. As we get to Smoky Duke pod number 4 on K45. Yeah, I wonder, we might see that next after Hype K first, Tom, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we do have 4 keys now. We've got the hammer, we've got the lamp. No bow, but I'm not sure he cares a whole lot about that right now.
No, because those 4 keys put so much in logic, even without being, if they don't know how to mimic clip or potion glitch, which I don't expect.
Here's that flute for Tom. Taale's gonna save a little time by being able to turn it in on this trip, by having turned it in on this first trip to the Village Vatcast. But again, not a huge deal, especially with boots. Our runner's still more or less pretty tied up here at just over the half-hour mark. As hey, Scrub Central raiding with a party of 30. Welcome into our OTR raiders here. Some of you might remember me from OTR. You're seeing me on one of my other games. We have a Link to the Past randomizer challenge cup match here between Taale and HtomSirveaux, or just Tom for short. We have 80 keys. It's been a pretty interesting seat. Game gave us a bit of an early troll looking for Moonfurl, but it's been just kind of going places, doing things since. Not a lot of completable dungeons, unfortunately. As you see, just $5 on Pyramid Ledge, and Tom's gonna go do first just the back of tower here. Not a bad idea. As Taale finds nothing on Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, nice routing there on Tom's to get this check out of the way while he's at the pyramid.
Yep. And Taale routing some checks in on her side as well. King's Tomb and Graveyard Ledge that can be a little tricky to nab. Let's see what this is. $300. Okay.
We're finally starting to get some money for Zora.
We're getting there, yeah. Still not quite enough. And Taale's just gonna flute off. I was like, she could if she wanted to. I'm not sure if she knows Kernja, but if she did, she could have continued that route over there, but chose not to. Tom's gonna go do Dark Cross here. I think ice. Well, ice has to be a crystal. We know that, so that was not a particularly helpful map check, I think, for Taale. Although Taale actually, okay, at least one of our runners has checked the map to know that Thieves Town is appended. I think it was Taale. I'm not sure if Tom's checked that.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but knowing that Thieves Town as a pendant gives us all of our knowledge, and really all these runners really care about is the green pendant and the reds, since we've got to do all the dungeons anyway. But
yeah, and thank you, Tom will talk our tracker for marking off Taale's full pendant crystal knowledge, because she has talked to the bomb shop and has the Eastern Palace map to know it's the green pendant. So Taale's gonna be our first runner into pod, but Tom is right on her heels here. Tempest Swamp.
The most worthless, pickups in pretty much any mode anymore being the compasses.
They're useful in Boss Miser. That's about it. In Boss Miser, they give you info on what boss is at the end of the dungeon, but that's about it.
Fair.
Interesting choice here from Taale, using one of her only 3 pod keys, since she didn't go via K45 to check the boss key chest of pod.
Unless she knows hammer jumping is not going to be able
I
to get
believe they
to.
both do, but the issue is more so nice tempered. Just interesting because that means she will need to guaranteed find another key to do Helma.
Yep. No, I mean, luckily we know where one's at. Um, for her, so.
Fire shield, and there was a blue potion in our the only bottle we found so far in the front of Skull Woods. So Tom's gonna set up for a potion glitch here. Actually, I mentioned that earlier, and gets it quite handily. As was that arrows on that chest? I just missed it.
Yeah, I think so.
For those who are wondering how that works for Tom, I forget those particulars of how you actually do the glitch, but it messes with the camera so you can actually move it around a bit. And the game only recognizes enemies as being alive if they're physically on the screen. If you move them off the screen, they think it's dead. In this case, you use the motion camera glitch to unlock the camera, you move the mimics off screen, and voila. You can do that check. As you get tempered for Tom. But this pod, okay, paying out with an ice rod. Gotta say something different, but that's a lot. That's rather nice to get.
Yeah, that is a nice find. And you get just 10 more arrows, so.
Yeah. Oh, we got a cane is what we get now. I realize now in the U room is because there's a cane for Taale marked. Oops. I remember seeing something red. I saw something red, but I couldn't remember what it was.
Okay, I totally missed it too. So. All right, so that doesn't really.
It is 80 keys is the mode Salty Cracks. Need to beat all the dungeons, including Agatera and Ganon's Tower, and its key sanity. It is 80 keys boots, so they did start with the boots. And aside from that, pretty much just regular old stuff. This is not one of the fancy variants of 80 keys like AAD keys or FAD keys. The Castle Tower keys can be anywhere and you do need them, basically. Same with the GT bit key. Unfortunately, that didn't quite work for Tom, trying to do the hammer jump. Gonna reset the bridge here. Oh yeah, we saw two very nice potion glitch camera unlocks for both runners there to do right side pod. Sadly, it paid out with exactly nothing, but that's how the game goes.
Okay, so what do our runners have left now? Can we get the catfish?
First two checks of Hera are accessible.
Yep. I suppose Hera and Olive, Death Mountain are available.
Yeah,
so yeah, we. Yeah, Taale going to check the pyramid ledge, which she has not done yet. And then I imagine she will just mirror and head to the mountain.
Time going back in for the big key chest of pod, I assume. Going a little slower to save a key, which you can't do this, it's just a little slow, but he does not want to take the risk of having to find a fifth pod key who knows where to beat Helma. Unfortunately, the issue is now he has to try and do Mimic Clip because he no longer has a potion, which is... Let's see how this goes. Again, same idea, except for you're manipulating the Mimic instead of the camera to get the Mimic off screen.
Yes, once he gets so many pixels into that wall, he immediately just kind of slides off screen and game thinks he is dead.
Yep. Unfortunately, that is not working. We thankfully know that the big key chest isn't required. Catfish is a big key to Todd.
Odd.
Oh, that's rude, Game. We were just there!
Game got jokes for us today. I'm
So Dom's
surprised.
just deciding, screw it, I'll just get the big key chest. He doesn't want to leave it behind, I guess, when he's running this low on checks.
I'm surprised Taale didn't check Zora. She's got the money for it.
Yeah, I don't know on that one, actually. Tom not checking Catfish for now, which isn't going to bite him for the moment, but that can be a tricky check to get back to. It is a bit notorious on such. For those of our OTR raiders, Catfish is kind of like chickens in some ways. It's kind of slow, it's out of the way, and no one really likes to do it very much.
Yeah, I think the only saving grace for Tom there is that beside, yeah, he hasn't checked Zora or the waterfall. Um, we didn't have access to waterfall earlier, so I think he'll get back there as we do find another pod small in a bit.
Yeah, I suspect a bow should be showing up soon as we find our big heat of Thieves Town, given that the game really seems to want us to go pod.
And that is a fully clearable Thieves Town now,
Yep,
as well
because
with
the
that.
Thieves Small was in Thieves, as games go sometimes.
So yeah, between
And
the two
some
runners, we found
floating
5 of the
island.
6 pod smalls. So yeah.
And nothing in Spiral Cave here, but Tell's just slightly ahead of Tom here, as Tom gonna go do right side Death Mountain before going into Hera, which is fine here, hoping to find the big key or hookshot so you can clear Hall of Hera in one go, which makes sense.
Yep.
It's not as though the Thieves Town big key or his 5th Podsmal is going to make any difference whatsoever to his mountain routing.
Well, the other, well, I suppose he can't get to Dark Death Mountain. We don't have without. I was thinking, yeah, he can. I suppose he drops down, goes back through the portal. He may also be routing in Fight Cave. We've got half
Yeah,
magic. We've got the cave.
yeah, that is possible. We have, yeah, Cape, half magic, and bottles for to put that in logic. Red Mail, some health, small key to Hyrule Castle. Well, there's our
Oh,
logic. $20 and a small
and
key to Desert.
Desert.
Okay, that's not bad as Paradox goes.
No.
It's not great, but I wouldn't complain too much about Red Mail and the Desert small. And you also know your Fire Rods and logic for whatever that's worth. For the tracker, by the way, Tom does have a nice rod. He did do the pod maze.
Alright, so it looks like Taale is following that logic and heading back to Thieves Town.
Yep, which makes perfect sense.
Alright, as our turtle color definitely turns to purple this time.
Oh yeah, we were discussing that earlier. And Tom not getting the bomb jump there in Paradox Cave. Oops. Go around. On the other side, Shy Guy now has a very gray robe.
Yeah, Shy Guy, I think got a lot more shy there and decided that he didn't want to be seen, so changes that over to gray.
Tom's gonna find his Thieves Big and Pod 5 here. Yeah, I expect there's likely something in here in the back of Thieves Town. We're still kind
Yeah.
of low on checks. We now have everything we need to beat Desert once we can get into Desert. The problem is we can't get in the door.
Yeah, it's either going to be here in Thieves Town, or here in Spike Cave.
Yeah, like there's a couple one-off checks. Zora's available, but it's super slow and out of the way.
Yeah.
For the tracker, Tom very much has a hammer as to get our third TR small. That's required.
Yep. Yes, can get away with 3 TR smalls, so for Pitl's sake, hopefully she finds that third one along the way. Imagine it'll be a bit before she gets back up to Spike Cave.
Yeah, she's gonna want mids probably, or just run out of checks before she goes back there. Gento, for the moment, Tom's slightly had an immediate progression, but Tom's done a couple extra checks that have given him a little bit more stuff, so
Yeah.
pretty close still. And big chest of thieves, just $20, not required.
Yeah, I think really that 5th pod small right now is it could be big for Tom, so
Yeah, because one of the things, because I think our next item likely to be bow is possible, bits is likely, could be a hookshot, maybe, although they won't open a ton. Well,
yeah, I'm
there's a
thinking
couple different keys that open up a thing or two.
mitts.
Flippers might help a little, but yeah.
Flippers
Book
don't
would be interesting.
Flippers don't really help right now, just because we can't get into ice, we can't get into swamp. Or you're supposed to
It
do
would
the
open a
first check in
waterfall
swamp.
fairy for the moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, 1 check in swamp, as there's line down for Taale, giving us just our piece, and pendant number 2.
And so interestingly enough, if we find a bow, I wonder if either runner will just blind pull head, having access to it so early on in the seed.
I mean, it's possible, because bow is not going to itself unlock a whole lot. As bow would let us finish Eastern, it would let us finish pod for Tom. I think Tom needs another key before she can beat pod.
No, as long as she doesn't open any more doors, she has the 1 key she needs to be able to get to Helmasaur. Because the way she routed, so because she did not open Harmless Hellway. So as long as she just leaves it, then she'll be okay.
Okay, yeah, missed that. She didn't open Harmless Hellway, she did the big key chest instead. Gotcha. Harmless Hellway was useless, so not a huge deal. But she is currently back up the mountain to go do Spike Cave, I assume, having realized it's just that, well, Thieves Town open nothing. So unfortunately, the TR big chest doesn't. TR 3 is not going to help her either.
No.
So yeah, we're just low on checks again.
Yeah. Yeah, these runners are
kind
getting
of been the story of the sea. They've got lots to do, but there's just been multiple bottlenecks.
Yeah, these runners are going to get both of them are going to get bottlenecked here pretty quick. Taale has K45. She's not checked that yet. I'm not sure what else she's missing.
Not a lot else. The pod big chest. Pod big chest is available out of logic right now because we have the pod big on catfish, which Tom is missing, and we don't have. And Tal got that immediately after pod, so obviously hasn't turned in, and she's hoping to get a bow before she goes back there.
Alright, so Taale looks like she is finally headed to Zora. She's gonna grab the waterfall chucks along the way.
Getting fake flipper there. That is pendant 2 for Tom. And
I'm looking
Waterfall
at his.
Fairy, 10 arrows, and the small key to TR number 4. That's very nice for Taale.
And Tom kind of looking at his tracker, trying to decide what route he's going to head next. He does have a few more checks open since he has not done uh, Graveyard Ledge, Agina, or King's Tomb.
And he's going to route over towards half of that right now. I'm not sure if he knows a Kern jump, but hopefully he does, because that'll be good for him to route Catfish in here.
All right, Sora, what do you got for us today?
Oh, that's a gross spot for a vanilla glove.
Yeah.
That was available a very long time ago.
Yeah, it's been available for a long time, but the seed has been really stingy with money. Really, I've only had the money for it maybe the last 10 or so minutes at most. So
It's a relatively recent thing, yeah. I think we've only seen 1/300. Well, that's just weird games. That now opens up a bunch of stuff. It opens the entire Mario area, desert area by extension, opens all of Dark Depth Mountain. We've got all of Ice Palace accessible, which is exactly where Taale's going, speaking of.
Yep.
Seeds rude as okay, yeah, Tom does not know Kern jump, so did not head over to Catfish. We'll need to route over there a different way.
Yeah, I did not see what was on Desert Ledge there.
Me neither, chat.
Let's see where Tom is headed.
Small key to Myra for Taale, that's our second. Okay, Tom's setting up for a fake flubber to Zora here, so we'll get his mitts, which is both good and bad in that that'll get him his mitts, but that just hard isolates his pod big key even further.
Yep.
And this is the fastest way to get Zora in Waterfall Fair, which is 3 checks and orphaning 1 check on Catfish. Unfortunately, that 1 check is very much required in this mode because it is AD.
Yeah, I mean, Tom at least had already scouted. I think it's one of them had scouted the ledge already, so we knew that was just a map on Zora Ledge.
Yeah, what was that? What was that check there for Taale? I missed it on in ice.
I did not see either. That was the big Meyer. So, piece of heart. As Tom does get his mitts.
Bottle and Stealth Room, thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
And straight to the Meyer area for Tom the Runner. Makes sense as well here. Just take a pick of the progression choices, more or less. Unfortunately, doesn't have the big key to Meyer, but can get. So might not go in just yet, but certainly going to go do Checkerboard Cave, Meyer Shed, which has a heart container, and the big key to Swamp.
And he does. We can full clear desert going in the back door.
And that too. Yep, that's the next thing I was going to say.
Just junk there and checkerboard. It should be pretty easy cold stay here with tempered.
Yeah, shouldn't be a real issue. Tempered, yeah, sensible 9. No, that's 10 hearts, half magic. Yeah, that's red mail. We're fine.
Yeah.
And $20, and crystal number 1 here at 57 minutes. Took me a second of counting to realize, yep, that is our first crystal. Seed's just not giving us a lot of completable dungeons. Footing off to the mire area as well, which makes sense, especially since it's clearable for her.
Yep.
There goes that's our answer on Desert Ledge, just some bombs.
Yes, we have a fully clearable mire, a fully clearable TR. We can finish up
Not
pod.
quite full clearable TR. We are missing a pods. Oh no, we have all 4 TR smalls for Tom. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Brain.
Well, with 3, we can clear it with 3, correct? We just leave a check behind.
We leave lava chest behind for Taale, so. Because unless she goes Spike Cave beforehand, which I don't know that she does at this right now, since there's a lot of other stuff to do. But it also just might not matter. It's only 1 check. Then again, the same can be said for Catfish, and Tom definitely needs to get back there for his pod big key. So.
Well, Taale did Spike Cave, so we're.
No, K45 is the one she's missing, Brain.
I thought.
Like, is it? No, wait. Yeah, oh, Waterfall Fairy, sorry. Is it? No, why am I thinking Taale's missing a TR small? That's why I'm now my brain's trying to get.
Yeah, I'm looking at. I don't know. Maybe,
Small key to Castle Tower number 1, that's required on Landmos. Taale's personal tracker, which we can see on the commentator page, doesn't track keys, so I actually don't know for sure how many she has. Because our 4 TR smalls were the Eastern Big Chest, the Skullwoods Big Key Chest, Spike Cave.
Oh, she doesn't have the. Taale doesn't have Skullwoods.
She didn't check the Big Key Chest?
She doesn't. It's not showing on her tracker that she has it. Where was the big key for Skullwoods?
No, Skullwood's Big Key Chest, not the Big Chest.
Not
the Big Key Chest. She's done that check.
Yeah, she's done that check. Yeah, so I'm not sure.
She might have all 4 then.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. We are going to CTR for Tom as well as just all of Dark Death Mountain here, which makes sense. Well, aside from 3 checks in Hookshot Cave, because we don't have Hookshot yet. Unless it turns up, which is entirely possible.
Yeah, I had a seed that I watched a few days ago that the hookshot was in just the bonk chest there, so always possibility.
Guessing chest, just a hard container. And happy 1 hour, everyone.
Our second 300.
Would have liked that a little bit earlier, but anyway.
Alright, time to check. Super Bunny Cave.
Spike Chest and Mire, just a map, and Super Bunny Cave is bombs and the compass to desert. No thanks.
Green goo. And Cave of Burna. Okay.
Vaguely funny, given that that's the King of Samarian vanilla.
And time to see what key is on Floating Island.
Yep. A couple small keys we're missing that we still need, most notably the small and the other Akatapra small here. Though it's worth noting that GT is really not going to have much of anything other than maybe other Akatapra small today, and it's not that. GT is pretty much dead since we already have all three pen. We have two of the three pens clearable, and our first bow can't be in GT because Pots of Crystal.
Yep.
So we don't really care about GT small keys. We just care about a Swamp Small at this point. For small keys is the big thing.
Yeah, unless the really unless the pedestal is the Swamp Small pedestal is pretty dead as well right now, so
I mean, we're not missing a whole lot in general. We're missing a Swamp Small and a bow. Swamp Small, bow, and Hookshot. But Hookshot could be on pet as well.
oh yep.
Refresh the stream, so hopefully that helps with the restream since there was a bit of lag there. Ooh, Taale actually needs to be a little careful here on Vinny, down to 3.5 hearts to make that 2.5, and is out pretty low on magic here.
Yeah, I was surprised to see him being or her being so aggressive. Yeah, her. I realized as soon as I said it. Her being so aggressive going into the goo and not just letting Viddy come to her a little bit.
Let's see. That was a skill. That's Vinny down. Not much for her. Tom did find the big key to Skull Woods on his side, which is really nothing you care to find at this point. It's an item you don't want. Because that is a fetch quest.
Okay, time for Taale to do checkerboard, and then I imagine we'll see her go in and clear desert.
And Lava Chest of TR is a small key to Mire. Okay, not required.
So time to see bumper ledge here. Or not bumper ledge. Wow. Taale learning that there's really nothing in desert.
And Mimic Cave is our small key to GT that we don't really need much at this point. We do need a GT big key as well, actually, forgot that. Missing GT big, bow, swamp small, hookshot, and if hookshot's Hera big locked, we'll need the Hera big too. And flippers as well. Got that.
Yes,
So
we'll
still
need.
missing quite a number of items here.
Yeah, both runners have quite a bit to check. So.
Small key to GT game. We don't want those.
Well, Taale will be happy to see him, so at least she's got, the two needed, the one or two needed for the climb, but that's all we need.
Yeah. She should have one GT small already, by the way, for the tracker. There was
That's,
one in front of his
that's
cave.
what, yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right, time for laser bridge.
So there's a swap small. And her hookshot. And our small key to GT. That's less useful. And our small key to pod. Okay! Laser were just paying out with stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Two hard required items, two logically required items. I think that just is. That's just fun game. Laser Bridge apparently just had the goods as far as logic goes.
Yeah. So Tom set a bomb there to open up the back door, and then you kind of see on his face like, oh, never mind, I don't really need to do this, and just heads to try next.
He's got 12 hearts, red mail, half magic. He's fine. He's got a green goo as well in one of his bottles, so he doesn't really need safety on Trinex. He's down both heads quite nicely. Taale's just going to follow him into TR here. But again, our runner's still pretty close. Taale's done Ice Palace. Tom's done TR. Yeah, Ice and Meyer for Taale. Tom's done TR. The issue for Tom is that I think it's going to be that big key on Catfish.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, nothing else is terrible as far as things go, and they're still fairly close otherwise. Just that one big key's gonna hurt.
Yeah, because some. Well, where was the big key to Meyer?
Big key to Meyer is in Ice.
In Ice Palace. So yeah, he'll find that along the way.
The issue is going to be that Catfish, because he's not going to want to go back there anytime fast.
No.
It's a hard orphan check. There's no reason for him to go back out there. Especially because it's the pod big key of all things on there. Like, what would send him back would be doing so after pod, if anything, but he's not going back to pod without the big key.
Yeah, that's for sure going to be a hard last, I believe, like you said, a hard last location.
Yeah, and I get it too with the way he routed. I don't think he knows the current jump, which would have gotten him it when he went for Graveyard-led King's Tomb, and he went south of. He came to Village of Outcasts from the north and then went south. Taale did the opposite, coming from the south and went north. So just didn't have a reason to route it after Village of Outcasts, and that's just a very hard orphan check at this point for him, unfortunately. He's going back for Hera right now. That's where he's going.
Taale went the wrong way. Remember to loop back and go the other direction. Just hard muscle memory when you don't have the hook shot.
Yep. Nice hero pot for Tom. And the big key to GT is very required. Nice find.
Remembering he doesn't have the big key. He can't open the big chest.
Nope. So yeah, I think as a restream we're both flippers from no mode.
Yeah.
And Mildorm gives us 10 arrows. Crystal 3 for Tom.
Yeah, so the big question for sure right now is where is our bow? Where's our first bow that opens up Eastern and Pod for us? So
Oh, and flippers too,
and
because flippers
flippers.
are required for stuff.
I almost expect those. Well, I almost expect flippers at this point to be on on Armos or Helma.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me either. This is Tom going ice, which will chain into Meyer for him, so that's progression. And really not a lot to be said at the moment about
Yeah.
much of anything particular, as we see our runners clear dungeons and wonder where our bow and flippers have gone to.
Yeah. So take this
Um,
moment to say drop a follow to both of these runners, putting on a great show for us today. Big thank you to Tomatich for doing our commentary, and big thank you to Star for doing the or Tomatich for doing our tracking, and big thank you to Star for doing co-coms with me today.
yep. Yeah, thanks to you as well, Rocky, for doing the comms with me.
And for those of you who may not have been here to start, this is a very important race for this group. If Taale wins, then she and Quiz will automatically move on to brackets. If Tom wins, and then Tom and Quiz move on to the brackets. So lots to play for here.
Yeah. So I said a while staring at the rules document and at the challenge to figure out the tiebreak situation for this group. There's 4 runners in this group: Talis, Tom, Scatsman, and Quizbull. Tad, Tom, and Quiz are all 3-2. Scatsman is 1-4. Obviously, these two are playing each other, and Quizbull and Scatsman are playing each other on Wednesday for the last match in this group. Looks I'm real staring at tiebreakers, but if Tal wins, she is guaranteed to. The winner of this is guaranteed to move on to brackets, as it is the top 2 in each group who move on. If Tal wins, she will automatically be first place in the group as well, since she has the tie breaks no matter which way we cut it for Quiz. And if Tal wins, he is guaranteed to move on with Quiz as well. Tal would be eliminated, again, also based on tie breaks. And then, but if Tom wins, it's not guaranteed if he's first or second in the group, since that depends on the result of Quiz and Scats. But half the tie breaks in this group more or less boil down to Tom lost both his matches to Quizbull. These specifics are a lot more complicated. I don't quite want to read them all off. Again, I don't think chat wants to hear me read them all off, but most of the tiebreak possibilities for this group just boil down to that specific result.
Yep.
And here's the absolutely everything off Laser Bridge for Tal.
You're gonna have dual boss fight.
This will be Crystal 4 for both runners. Again, both of our runners basically tied up in terms of media progression. The only major difference, unfortunately, is that Pod Mickey on Catfish. Which does make me wonder, where is our boat or flippers? Because we're about out of dungeon checks to do. We've cleared all of Eastern, we've cleared Hera what we can without either key. We don't have flippers for Swamp. The Pod Big Chest is available, but no one's going back into Pod for just that one check. Until they absolutely have to. When we clear the other dungeons. Agate Tower 2's available, I guess. Smith Chain.
Oh, yeah. Smith Chain. Hammer Pegs.
Smith's Purple Chest. I think that's our dentist play at 3 checks, which is saying something.
Yeah. Taale taking that hook shot and clearing out Super Bunny Cave and Hookshot Cave as Tom heads into Mire. Taale will get her second Castle Tower key off of the floating island.
Yep.
So not a lot new going on. So these runners are doubling back up what each other's done already.
Yep. Again, this just kind of we're just pretty much in the towards the late game of the seed, where we've seen most of the stuff. Our runners just are rechasing each other's steps. There's really not much to speculate on in terms of where our missing items can be because we've seen most of the game.
Imagine we'll see Taale drop down here and go Harapot and get defeat Tower of Hera and pick up her GT big.
Yep. Yeah, looking through things in general, figured to take a look kind of at the challenge and schedule here. So, this group is we're getting towards the later end of the group stage here. A lot of groups are close to decided now. Groups A and F are completely done. Some groups are pretty much still outstanding on a number of matches. Group D can still end up in a 4-way tie, I think, which would be very interesting. Group F's done. Group G is done as well.
Yeah, these groups have through Sunday evening next week to complete their matches. So
yeah, we've still got some matches outstanding here. We have Moon versus Avidius Nasa started an hour after us, so that was about half an hour ago. But we also have Duke Firebird versus Yunker's Wife later tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, and Moon versus Duke Firebird at 11:30 p.m. Eastern to tie up that group a bit. Then we've got a match on Wednesday that's Quizbull versus Scatsman from this group, and then on Saturday, looks like we'll have Ridley Dragon versus Captain 1977 out of Group D for more matches on the schedule. There's probably still a few that haven't been scheduled yet, but we'll see how it all goes.
Okay, so what? There's the Zooter tournament and the Wind Waker tournament going on in CSR right now as well, correct?
Yeah, there's a few other things, and Zelda 2 Rando is also ongoing.
So lots of Zelda for your Zelda rando needs. So Zelda 2 was the first Zelda game I ever played, one of the first Nintendo games I ever played. And I've tried to play it recently and realized how much I actually hate that game. So big props to those who play that randomizer.
Yep.
I've always tried to get into the Zooter rando. Just some reason I have not been able to wrap my head around it. So unfortunately, because that's a game that I do still love. So
it's pretty interesting, Rando. It's but it can be a little tricky to learn at times. There's definitely some quirks to it. I say that as someone who's OTR is actually my main Rando. ALttPR is tertiary, I think, on my list. I'm pretty active in C2R as well.
yeah, I remember you saying you were pretty active in C2R. So my other big rando that I am is actually an Earthbound randomizer. So
Nice. Alright, let's see. Hammer Pegs was junk.
yep.
Our Smiths are flippers. There we go.
Alright, so we're going to be headed straight to Swamp, I imagine. As Swamp becomes our densest location now.
Well, we're going to take the purple chest on down to Swamp just so we don't hard isolate it.
Alright, and for Taale, she has not checked K45 yet. So this makes sense that she is just making sure that she didn't miss something along the way.
Yeah.
She'll pick up her 6th pod. Small. Got a nice fitty fight there on Tom's side. There's his 5th crystal. Right, we also, I mean, not logically in play, but we do have Big Bomb in play on both runner side. Now, Taale knows that. I don't know that Tom knows that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
He did grab it, so he was either coming here for the knowledge, or I missed him actually asking about this earlier. So either way, you will get to see what these 2 checks are.
Let's see, $20 here for Tal. Oh, good. Oh no, Tom's heading over to beat Aga. Maybe I was gonna say, is he hoping to head for catfish, but not quite.
Yeah, no, he had Big Bomb. He was doing the screen transition glitch there, so he could dash, but still keep Big Bomb. Alright, so there, I guess logically is our silvers, but there is Tom's first bow. Um, so that is an interesting find on Tom's side. Choosing to climb Ega Tower. Just 50 rupees there in that second chest. I guess for Tail, do you come back in and do left side? Do you risk skipping it at this point?
Yeah, I mean, there's not much. Really, just missing a bow. Sorry, I'm a little distracted by Discord moment. Just missing
Ah,
a
you're
bow
good.
really for go mode, so that makes sense from his perspective.
Still having a little trouble setting up fake flipper here. Right. Tom is gonna pick up his pod big key here. Um,
Which is good for him, so
yep.
that's going to be pod clearable for him. And then Smith Chain has got to be on his to-do list just because he's so little left, but that is a bit of an unfortunately late check for him on that side.
Yeah. Imagine he'll head to the pod area, clean up pod eastern, um, um, and before we see him do anything else here. So still very much either runner's race.
I do apologize for the multiple restream for the bit of lag here. I'll refresh again, but unfortunately, I'm not quite sure why. I think either one or maybe both runners having a little bit of lag issues on their end. But that is another crystal here for Taale, and Tom is on his way to his next one as well.
And Tail is headed back into left side swamp.
Yeah, doesn't want to leave those two checks behind. Running out of places for a bow. I strongly suspect at this rate our second one's in GT. Um,
Yeah, for our second one, logically in GT, we're gonna have to see that big key for Harris show up pretty soon here because that is um, locking that bow. So
yeah, that is also an issue. Technically, although I don't think our runners are going to care a whole lot.
no.
Terrabig's probably on Armos or something at this point.
It's about to get new checks on both runner sides.
And there's the
There's
Pikachu
my
Hera, actually,
Hera.
speaking of, so there's that.
All right, so Tail not having a lot left right now. Not surprised to see her running north. I imagine this will be her big bomb check. And if that is the case, then she will be our first runner into go mode.
Yeah.
Although with Tom starting to get bottlenecked as well, could see him being really close into go mode here.
It's just not much left for him besides Smith Chain, yeah. As we were
Yeah.
discussing earlier, that was pretty much about the last dense play left, which is really not saying anything. Um,
Tom picking up crystal number 6. And at 134.09, Tail is in go mode. As Tom heading to Armos Knights. Now Tail make up a little bit of time here in pod, since she won't be worried about checking the big chest, and she'll head straight to Helmosaur. Unfortunately, with Eastern, there's just no way to make up time. Tom will be able to go mode Swamp, so this can be very interesting. Execution um, and just race towards the end here. All right, that is third pendant down for Tom. He only has Swamp left to complete. We know that those slippers are on Smith Chain. Let's see where he is headed. Oh, he's gonna turn in that green pendant first. Makes sense. And there's our silvers. All right, so that unfortunately, I have a feeling is something that Tail will not do, and those silvers are going to make a big difference in Ganon. We're getting a blind ped pull here on Tom's side. As he is
yeah.
still, yep. I mean, it makes sense with where kind of how he's playing right now. So
Yeah, he's routing this with Smith Chain, which makes sense, cleaning up some of the very limited things left in the game here for him.
and just our fourth bottle. as Helmosaur is down on tail side. That is crystal number 7 for her.
Alright, Eastern for Taale, and yeah, this is Smith Chain for Tom, so he'll be
Yep.
in go mode shortly.
Yeah, we'll each have, Tail in her final dungeon. Tom will be able to go mode swamp. And then they'll both have one more mountain climb and 2 towers to complete.
Yep, and it's, at this point I'd say Taale definitely has a lead here. Swamp is fast in go mode, but Tom still has to get there, and Taale's already in Eastern, so it is still going to be an execution race here, but not going to be too difficult for either runner. I don't think they've got plenty of equipment. 16 hearts each, red mails, half magics. Tempered should be fine.
Yep. It's just, whether if they get to be within a minute, give or take, when they're dropping in, then Tom very much could win this because of the fact that he'll have silvers and Tail most likely will not.
Yeah, sorry, I did miss that. What were silvers again?
Green pendant turn in.
Ah, yes. That's not going to be happening for Taale.
All right. Paul taking down our most knights here. Nice clean kill. Picks up her green pendant. Finishes the last of her dungeons. Just needs to complete Aga Tower and Ganon's Tower now.
As Tom heads into Swamp.
Yep, and as expected, no silvers on tail side.
Yep, which makes sense. Doesn't knows it's an hour 40 and has no idea where Tom is, and does not want to spend the time to go over when silvers, from her perspective, are likely in GT, and that's where I thought those would be too. But game's got jokes, so
Yeah, game definitely has jokes today. Yes. I thought I'm stealing that first key, hit that nice specky clip. Tail entering GT at Screen Dark at 1:41:50. So we'll see what time Tom gets there.
yep, because this is Arcus for him.
Tom is on the mountain now. Yeah, making nice work in the gauntlet. Doubling back to grab that full magic. Always nice to have for land mode 2.
And Tom making his way up the mountain as well as...
Getting dead rocked, unfortunately.
Game can be the game. Go.
Land mode 2 fight here.
Oh, it does get the remaining land modes on that cycle. Very nice.
Yes. I wasn't sure she would hit that with that head dropping underneath the sand that way, but it was a nice fire rod shot.
Yep, did get it just about. And Tom is about to arrive in GT himself here. 144.27-ish. So bit over a little bit over 2.5 minute difference entering GT.
Yeah.
Which isn't insurmountable, but it required Taale to make a few execution errors. We'll see how this goes here, as Taale has done a very nice job here on the climb.
Yeah, Pez love those big keys. Don't need to worry about killing any mini homos or key drops.
And that's Lamos 2 down for Taale.
Run is officially validated. Just 20 rupees in validation check. And doubly silver advantage for Tom. Even with that at 2.5 minutes, I'm gonna take a little bit of a mistake on Taale's side for her to lose us at this point.
Yeah.
And Aga 2 is down on Taale's side.
And Tom not quite getting the fast trap there with the cane on the wizard ropes, just like placement, I think.
Yeah, I
as
think
Taale
so.
heads into Aga Tower.
Did get that nice placement for that second wizard room though. Taale getting bullied there by those blue guards.
Yeah, not being nice to her there. Switch audio to her side actually, since let's head here.
Right, nice. Moldorm 2 fight on Tom's side. Doesn't check the validation chest. That's unfortunate.
I mean, that makes sense from his perspective. He doesn't want to spend a
Yeah,
couple seconds on something he really does not need at this point.
no.
He's got 16 hearts,
It,
red
don't-
nail, silver's half magic. He
yeah,
doesn't care.
no, I never worry. It's always just one of those. I enjoy it for the memes, but I completely understand runner's logic, just buzzing by it. Um,
Eh, I'm a little tired of the meme myself, to be honest. In general, I'm not much of a memery for the most part. It's a little beepity beep, but not a huge deal here.
nice Aga 2 fight there on Tom's side. Yeah, we got I don't know, one more hit on Aga 1 there. Nope. Also, I lost track, so
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I was watching Tom's do Aga 2 for a second, so Tail increasing her bonk count.
I'm not quite sure why. I apologize. I've been on comms. Ever since I'm on comms, it's been a little harder for me to keep track of the restream, but I'm not sure why there's been lagging. We'll take a look into that for on the ZSR backend here, but I do apologize for that.
Yeah, I know that's why you've been quiet. You've been trying to kind of troubleshoot some of that, I'm sure, but
That and a couple other things, yeah.
yeah, not something I've normally seen when I've been doing comms for CSR. So definitely weird tonight that it's happening.
Yeah.
As Tail does drop in for her Ganon fight. Nice phase 1 and 2. On to phase 3. As Tail is watching the end of our stream as they are on a 10-minute delay. So these runners are. The Tail has finished.
Yeah, it does not take Tal another 10 minutes to beat Ganon. Spoilers.
Yeah. Gonna not play nicer with that last set of warps, though. Does get the potion glitch. And starts spins to win. As we see Tom and Ega 1.
I might have broken something entirely. Apologies, chat here, as I try to something really quick.
So I think just one or two more spins here will do it.
Okay, and I now somehow have two black screens entirely. Sorry, chat. I think this just might be a bit of a doozy. But yeah, Tom is now on Ganon himself.
And that is Ganon down for Tail. Get your GGs in chat. As once she crosses the bridge, she will take the win and will take the groups.
Yep, absolutely. GG's to Taale
GG's.
here with an official
Oh,
race time.gg time of 1:53:36.
all right. Gonna give it a minute and as we watch up Tom finish.
Yep, not too far behind himself here. Close race at the end.
A really close race at the end here. You can again we have face cam so we can see Tom kind of getting frustrated at Ganon not sitting still for that last hit on phase 3. Just missed that triple. That's getting fourth error off. Get those GGs in chat for Tom. Had a great race.
Yep, gonna cross the bridge here and finish off this race at a time of 1:54:48. And we do actually have both runners there in the chat. You guys can come join the ZSR Discord if you're not in it already. Hop into VC and we'll get you guys in for interview. Switch over to the interview scene here.
Yeah, that was it, the fact Tom made almost a minute and a half there on the climb and
Yeah,
with those silver advantage. So definitely one drop would have made all the difference. So
for sure. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna go get both of our runners in for an interview
uh,
here. GG.
GG's.
GG's.
How are you feeling after that?
It's my first move on to the brackets at all, so I'm happy.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
What did you think of the seed? It was definitely pretty trolly for you both.
I guess like I'm always gonna stick with my league name, missing two bows.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that bow being behind Big Bomb. We're starting to wonder where it was hiding. So, and silvers were on green pendant turn in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, yeah, because you got you got Bo after flippers. Tom did the reverse, so Tom ended up getting getting the bow off Saha while looking for his flippers.
Welcome in, Tom.
Oh,
If you are saying something, we can't hear you at the moment. By the way.
Come on now. GG's.
There we are, GG.
but that was a huge catch up in GT. Holy shit.
Yeah, I think I lost a little track of what was flippers behind, like what was flipper slash bow locked, because I did some of that out of sequence.
Ice Palace didn't have a whole lot. I think either Meyer big, Meyer small, and a bottle, according to my notes. So not a whole ton. I don't think Bo unlocked much either, but yeah. She's got a little squirrely at points. Moon Pearl was the last location for you both there too.
Was I
Yeah.
was I the only one late to that? Was it Pod Big on Quake?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got that a lot later than Tao, because when you guys went Dark World, you went straight from the north of CAC portal, Tom. Tao did Hype Cave into Stumpy Dig Game, and then went to Village of Outcasts, so she left Village of Outcasts to the north and went on over towards Catfish from that side.
Ah, yeah. I had to see the other day where I did essentially what she did and it punished me. So I went, okay, well, we'll do it this other way. And it punished me. So.
That's how rando goes sometimes.
Right.
But it doesn't matter how you do it, it's wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it was a great race. It was, you guys were really close the entire time. Tom, you picked up those silvers with that green pendant turn in. That was, you picked up about a minute at the end of the race there with those. So made it really, really close.
Yeah, I was pretty despondent when I'm pretty sure when I'd gotten my final requirement to go to GT, I was like, this is not good. I felt significantly behind and was checking in at various points and going, okay, well, this is close at least. So being late to pod, I felt really bad about that. So
Yeah, so did I. It was I found the GT big at Hera, and then finally the second castle tower key on floating island, and the last thing I missed was the bow.
Oh yeah, we'd seen that by then already from Tom's side, because Tom didn't hadn't done Ice or Meyer at that point, so went TR earlier than you did, Tal, for Dark Death Mountain also.
Mm.
And a
And then
bit
you
of different routes. I did things in a bit of a different order. Tom, you went TR Mountain first, TR Hera first. Tal did Ice Meyer first, but as is typical for AD keys, you kind of had to go everywhere anyway. It was more of a matter of what order you did it in.
yeah, you know what? I always forget. Wait, where were flippers? Silly, I just finished and I already forgot.
Smiths.
Where were they?
On
Smiths.
Smith.
Oh, that's right, Smith. Yeah. Good old Smith chain. I don't like Smith chain.
Yeah, mitts were a little late for you both. Nice mitts on Zora when you had no money to go get Zora early.
Yeah,
S-
Zora was always in my mind, but yeah, if I had to do Zora earlier, I have the Hoolihan, the Rock in the Desert, but there was no. I said there are more better things to do than paying Zora.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, it made
Yeah.
sense. It just ended up being a nice vanilla glove on Zora, which kind of, and I think like that's one of the reasons. Yeah, like, and that did help with getting Smith Chain, is because by the time you got Mitts, you had so many other dungeons to do that Mitts was just not top of the priority list.
Yeah,
Or Smith, yeah.
because there was so much open at this point. I guess you're looking for flippers, hook shot. That was in you got your whole package in Turtle Rock, hookshot, and a Bicky, I guess.
Hookshot, I think you're looking for hookshot flippers, bow,
And the
There
Castle
was
Tower
GT
key on the
on Floating Island. Yeah,
mountain.
that was the other thing you were missing. Oh, and Mitsock. Oh, actually, Mitsock both Castle Tower keys, because the other one was on Landmost and we never saw the book.
Yeah.
nobody needs to be illiterate. It
Not
felt like
like
by
you
the
do.
time we'd gotten those mitts, it just felt like it wasn't going to be easy to route in some of the things that were left behind that we didn't have mitts for. It's just, yeah.
By the time you guys each got 2 smiths, it was pretty much your last location because you'd cleared pretty much all available. Yeah, there wasn't a lot left by the time you got to dungeons wise. By the time you got there,
Yeah, I got it was my really last location, I guess, at this point.
I think it was pretty much in your last location for you both. Cause
Yeah.
Yeah, I think outside of that, I had I'm looking at like Purple Chest and Big Keys Skullwoods.
Mhm.
So but
yeah,
hopefully the
since
people
we're
liked Blind Pendant Pole.
oh,
Blind
that was
Pad Pole.
always fun. I mean,
So
it made sense. You were really running low on checks now. And then yeah, that was like it was that and Smith Chain that made sense for you to route both together, Tim.
I thought, okay, there's something on Pendant. As you got a fire rod, and then turned out Mott is a pendant. Then you got everything for Teach Town is a pendant. And I said, okay, there's something on the pet.
Yeah, we were I think we were all thinking that at that point that there was something on pet, and then that bow just never materialized. So
Nope. I was surprised that silvers were on Saha because I figured they'd probably just be in GT given we'd seen nearly everything else. But nope. One last joke from the rando.
But it's
yeah.
interesting that one silvers can make this huge catch up. Nearly half a GT climb catch up.
yeah, about that.
Just because you had silvers.
Yep. Yeah, that definitely helped. It wasn't enough because you guys did have pretty good equipment for GT. You had 16 hearts apiece, red mail, half magic, tempered, so it wasn't a big difference. But yeah, if you'd taken again in Fall Town, that might have changed the result.
Definitely.
But yeah, I don't think I have any other questions for you guys. Don't know if Frankie does.
No, I think I don't think I have anything else, but just GG's to both of you. Congratulations, Tal, on making it through to bracket.
Yeah, congrats. Good luck on the brackets, Tom.
Yeah, but it's not over for you, so you have a chance at Wednesday. Gonna
Uh,
get something there.
actually,
I think
no.
no.
You are eliminated, Tom. I had to stare at the results for a bit.
Pretty sure
Uh,
tiebreakers go against me. So
yes, because it it doesn't matter if Quiz wins or loses versus Scats, Tom. Because you lost both games to him.
yeah, I lost both of those head to heads.
Oh,
Uh,
sad.
so if Scats lose, if Quiz wins, then he and Tell are 4-2, and they both move on. So that would eliminate you, Tom. And if Quiz loses, you're both 3-3, and he still has the head-to-head on you. So, yeah.
Yeah, I knew
Ah,
it was. I prefaced that in my chat. I was like, "Win or go home."
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, yeah, because and you are actually guaranteed first place in this group as well, Tom. It doesn't matter if Quiz wins or loses. Uh, yeah, either Quiz loses and he's 3-3, you're 4-2, so you would be first. Or if he is also 4-2, you had the higher qualifier rank. That is what it comes down to. I think you were 146 and he was 150 in qualifiers or something like that. Or
no, I
so
guess the
you.
other way. I was 150 around.
Yeah,
I
I'd
remember
written
looking it up. Is that you
yeah,
did
he
have the
was
higher qualifier rank, so and that if Quiz wins, that or no, if Quiz wins, you still take the higher seed out of your group because of it.
Yeah, you were 6 places higher in qualifier ranking over quiz. So
Mm.
Yeah, and actually, because I spent a while before the restream started looking at this, and if you had won, Tom, Taale would have been eliminated. Also, because you lost the quiz 2-0, Tom.
Yeah.
That is actually what that comes down to.
Oh wow. The tiebreaker would have, from me, would have. Oh geez.
Now, if
Wow.
you had won, the deciding tiebreaker factor still remains that you lost the quiz 2-0.
Yeah. Wow.
Which was interesting to figure out. But no, GG's though to you both. Had a pretty good run for through the groups here for you. For you both. Good luck in brackets, Taale.
Yeah.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
And GG's on your run, Tom. 3-3, not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks.
And I think that's gonna be it here for us. Unless anyone has any comments in chat here, please give both of our runners a follow. Tal and Tom, as well as thank you to Rocky for commentating with me and to Talk for doing our tracking. Let's see, coming up ahead on the ZSR schedule, I've currently got going on over on ZSR2 the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Forest Weekly, one of 8 weeklies we're doing here for the OTR, leading up to our Season 8 main tournament. So we're going to go right over to them shortly here. We've also got more matches coming up throughout the week. We do have a couple CC matches left to be had this week. I'll see if I can get maybe 1 or 2 on. We do have as well a whole bunch of Majora's Mask Randomizer main tournament and Challenge Cup matches. We've got Wind Waker Randomizer main tournament and Challenge Cup matches. We've got the Zelda 2 Randomizer Standard Tournament, which just started last week. We've got a Twilight Princess Randomizer Tournament as well, so there's plenty of random to be had on the ZSR channels if you want to check it out. As well, if you would like to see more CC matches restream, please join the CC Discord, and I'll post the link in chat. And then join the CC Discord, grab the commentator and/or tracker rules as suits you, and we'd be happy to have you. But I think for now that's it for us. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time.